I'm Jason.
I'm Diggs.
I make software, music, and podcasts.
I connect people personally and professionally, and I like talking with Jason.
This is the Candy Factory 5x5 podcast.
5 conversations.
5 random topics.
5 minutes each.
When we hear this sound,
we move on to the next topic. Next.
On every episode, we invite a very special guest to join us. And our very special guest on today's episode of 5x5 is Gene Gerding. Gene, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I am sort of a newbie transplant to the Lancaster area.
Okay.
Welcome. Having moved here from the West Coast 3 years ago, but I'm originally from the East Coast, so, don't disparage me too much.
You're back.
We all come back.
Yeah.
We always come back.
How was California?
So, it's still there.
Good.
And I'm not, so
for how much
that
longer?
Works. I don't know.
Good for you. Hey, it's great to have you on the show. Today is a very special episode of 5x5. Today is our 50th episode.
Wow.
50th episode. We started this podcast November of 2019, and we were rolling as an audio podcast, and then everybody knows what happened in March 2020.
Wait, what happened?
Things went awry.
Where were you?
So we ended up going virtual. We did that for a little while. We ended up then converting to video. We're doing sort of the Brady Bunch thing. We tried a few other things, and we haven't been around for a while because we moved into this brand new media studio at the Candy Factory, co-working and social club located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's where we broadcast from, and that is who this show is brought to you by.
Oh,
the Candy Factory.
it's good to know.
Great
That's right.
place.
Co-working in Lancaster.
Great place.
Coworkinginlancaster.com to find out all the details. Schedule a tour. Come down and check it out. I just paid the bills.
Great.
So we need to move on to the business at hand, which is the 50th episode. Can you believe it's 50?
No.
50th episode of 5x5 with our special guest, Gene Gerding. Here's the way it works. My iPad, his name is Frank. He's sitting right here. People don't usually get to see Frank.
That's true. I think you might. Well, Frank is here now. Now you know.
There's Frank. I can't. I've got to be very gentle though because I've got a cable that needs jiggle.
He's temperamental.
Frank is going to dish up 5 random topics. We're going to talk about each one for 5 minutes each. We'll hear a little jingle. We'll move on to the next topic. That's it. That's how it works.
Yeah, simple.
I
Are you
like
excited?
your and I like the name. I actually have an iPad named Bob.
Is it
His middle initial is I, and his last name is Pad.
There we go.
Bob iPad?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
What does the I stand for?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a great name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bob, I don't know. Pat.
No, it's Bob. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
Bob,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
So here we go. It's been a while since we've done this. Diggs, my friend, always a pleasure to see you.
Hello.
Welcome back. And we're back with these mics.
I know. This is great.
Which is the old, but nobody knew that because we were only
you
audio.
didn't see it, but this is, these are the originals.
So here we go. Frank, it says 50 right there. Episode 50.
Perfect.
What is our first topic on today's 5x5 podcast? Worst candy.
Ooh.
And the Candy Factory. Boy, how serendipitous we get that.
Gene, what is the worst candy you've
The
ever had?
worst candy ever. I don't know because I do like
What candy don't you like? You like all candy?
Okay, I don't like those pink and white and brown coconut little thingies. You know those little squares? But
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
No. Wait,
The pink, white, and brown coconut thing?
yeah.
Pink, white. Is the wrapper pink, white, and brown?
No, I don't know. Never mind. They're probably carcinogenic, and they've probably been pulled off the market in the last 15 years.
One can only hope that
Yeah.
somebody also doesn't like coconut.
I don't eat. Oh no.
Diggs, how about you?
Do you know Turkish Delight? It's I think it's European but it used to be in places in New York. Awful.
Humble brag.
It's called Turkish Delight, and it tastes like what I think those bathroom the things you see in
Soap?
Soap?
No, not soap. No, the things that go in the toilet. Those the little pods that
Not
are
soap.
there.
No.
It's probably just urinals, but the thing that
Yeah, like the urinal
the cake.
pucks.
It's the cake. Yes. I swear the Turkish Delight tastes like what those
But did
must
you
taste like.
ever taste one of those?
A urinal
I'm just
cake?
Urinal
wondering,
cakes?
Yeah.
No. No, but you can imagine. You just
There has to have been times on the Pennsylvania Turnpike where I've been so delirious that I thought, I wonder what that tastes like.
yes, I could. It's a
Or
going up and
so
down the
hungry
mountains.
that you had to take a bite. I
I've
don't know.
never
No,
tasted
no,
a
no,
urinal
no.
cake.
No.
Yeah, no,
I can say that I've
not
never-
doing that.
but
I'm trying to think of American ones because that was weird.
I've never been a fan of coconut.
Yeah, high
Right.
five.
Period. So any of the, what would they be? All the mounds.
Mounds. Is Almond Joy coconut?
Almond
Does
Joy
that have-
feels like it would be in the coconut family.
Oh,
Babe-
no, but that's
Is
not
Babe
bad.
Ruth also coconut?
I didn't. I don't like that.
I don't think Babe Ruth's coconut. Babe
Okay.
Ruth's peanuts.
Like
Hey.
on Halloween,
Wow,
for
okay.
example.
Oh my God, Halloween! Don't even get me started.
I got to ask you this: candy corn,
Oh, no.
pro or con?
It's too con. It's too
If
sweet. It's
you
too sweet.
turn a candy corn upside down, it looks like Donald Trump.
I honestly don't remember what candy corn looks like, but I'll believe it.
It does.
If only, and now you'll see a picture of candy. No, you won't.
You need to bring candy corn in for the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I
we'll
swear.
have to test this.
It will be close to Halloween. Probably it'll be at least closer
Yeah, that's true.
to Halloween.
Oh, that's how the calendar works.
So, yeah.
It's
So pro and con, so con and con,
con. Yeah, no.
for candy corn. No, I can't. I mean, here's the thing about it though. How because I'm a sugar like an addict.
Okay. Well,
So basically, I'm the guy. Like I just
you
can't.
want it. You gotta have
I
it.
can't stop. And I'm like a drug addict with sweets. So
Sugar is a drug.
Oh well, then I'm a
It's
drug addict with drugs.
Completely
true.
a drug.
Because here's the deal. Like on Halloween, all of the crappy candy that I would normally not eat, I will eat.
Oh, that's what you. Oh,
I will eat when I run out of the
you have to have
the good
standards, Jason.
stuff.
But where are you
Standards.
getting this candy on Halloween? You're not supposed to be getting it. You're supposed to be giving it out.
Well, I do give it out, but
It's the leftovers.
Do you take it from the kids?
I might
Ooh.
I might hide some. I might put some. I
Squirrel
told you
some
I'm
away.
I'm totally an addict. So I will. You know how people bring stuff to the office?
Yeah.
It happens here at the Candy Factory.
That's
Because
true.
we're called the Candy Factory.
Exactly. So after Halloween, people will bring these big bowls of the
Oh.
and it's always the shitty candy because it's
Yeah.
the candy
Sure.
that nobody wants.
Oh, yeah.
And I will avoid if there's anything chocolate except that which is with coconut. I don't know if I said
Chocolate
that.
is a
That's fair.
I will eat that first,
right.
right? And then I will go down through the candy
Oh,
all the way
God.
down to like candy corn, and I'm handful.
I just want the Twix.
But I don't like it. That's the thing. I don't like it. I'm like dope sick.
Because,
I'm like I
but you
can't
can't.
have.
You are. You absolutely are.
Well-
you know, the FDA for years. I don't know if we get into big conspiracies or not, or government cover-ups. But let me tell you what. There's a government cover-up about sugar.
Talk to me.
There have been so many dire warnings and facts and statistics about how dangerous sugar is for people
Oh, yeah, okay.
and how addictive it is. And yet you've got, big candy out there, big sugar.
Is this big candy like big
lobbying.
oil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Worse. Because, who drinks oil?
That's a good point.
So,
Our
and who
cars.
consumes, you're not you don't have a steady diet of oil, but you can really easily get addicted to sugar. And
That's fair.
it's been a cover up, and I have it from many reputable sources.
Named
I
you.
could do a PowerPoint on how bad sugar is and maybe this is a public service show today with me being here. Maybe we can help
But I think we
people.
know. I think people know.
No, we can save lives if they knew how bad
No,
it
they
was.
know.
They're not going to listen. That's exactly why fast food
They
is still
kind of know,
like,
but they're in
prevalent.
denial.
No, okay.
No, it's not prevalent because of that. It's prevalent
That's
because it's addictive.
Well, that's also true, but it's also that it's cheap. It's artificially cheap, and is
Yes.
like super like just all over the place. Like if you're driving down the road, and in
Ubiquitous.
The middle, yeah, it's just So
Everybody knows.
omnipresent. That's the word. That was the word I was looking for. Ubiquitous. is better.
Omnipresent.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
We could also have a vocabulary portion here too,
Ooh, yeah.
with let's learn a new word: omnipresent,
Yeah.
ubiquitous. Do you have a synonym for that?
I don't.
Well,
Oh,
good
and then you
thing.
just got
Saved by
saved.
the jingle.
But unfortunately, the plastic pumpkin is empty. And it's time to move on to topic number 2
was good.
of this episode's 5x5, which is CNN, Cable News Network. Pro or con?
Wait a minute.
What?
We're making it that
No, you can make it if you don't want to do pro,
pro
or
or
con.
con.
I want to
that's
start
a-
with pro or con. Are you pro or con CNN?
I mean,
Do you like CNN, Gene?
I'm con the 24-hour news networks in general. So I'm con.
All right, so
CNN
we're
on
going
that.
a layer up.
I mean, if it's CNN, and in fairness, I do have a family member that works at CNN, so I should pretend I'm being unbiased. But actually, no, I don't.
he has to be disqualified from this round.
She
I'm
works on the
sorry.
website side, thankfully, so it's not like the cable
Right,
part
right.
that drives me nuts.
Well, don't let her watch this, okay?
Okay, Anika, turn off now.
Her name's Nika.
Anika.
Anika, go somewhere else right now.
Put your earmuffs on.
Turn off 5 by 5. I know you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know you love it, Anika, but
Gene, are you pro or con CNN?
listen, I never answer those kinds of questions that put me
You did it.
firmly on one side or another.
You did it for candy.
It's
One type of candy. You didn't say pro or con candy.
That's fair.
I
That's
told
fair.
you a preference, okay?
Fair
like
enough.
if you asked
That's
me
fair.
about certain announcers or whatever, but here's the deal about CNN, okay?
tell me, talk to me.
All right. Ted Turner and I.
Oh. Wait a minute. Are you biased too? Is that what you're about to say?
You can't start a sentence with Ted Turner and I and not keep going. Let's go.
And it's absolutely true, and you can probably look it up, and you can probably Google this.
Are you
okay?
on his Wikipedia page? If I command F on his Wikipedia page, put in
He's
Gene.
on my Wikipedia page.
Ah.
No. We don't wiki or pedia together. But what we have done together, we've been in a hotel that has caught fire
together.
I mean, we weren't in the same room.
At the time.
At the time.
Were you headed there? Was he headed to you? Or-
No.
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 All right, finish this.
What? Yeah.
Okay, well, I was at a convention,
Yeah.
and Ted Turner was one of our speakers, and the hotel caught on fire, like in the middle of the night.
How many people are we talking? Some conventions
Where
are like
was
100.
this?
Oh, this was in Atlanta at the Peachtree Hotel.
Okay. Because I thought
See,
I'd
you
heard
remember-
about- Oh, I don't remember.
You remember
I
this
know the story. I've
tragedy
heard the story.
in history. I know.
Okay.
I mean, you have big events in history that happen, and this was one of the top, I'd say, 3 or 4, right? The Peachtree Plaza Hotel burns to the ground. No, it didn't burn to the ground, but
Caught on fire.
I got to tell you, I know we're straying off CNN, but I think this is a much more compelling story than,
Keep going, keep
do
going.
you like CNN or not like CNN? Well, I like CNN. Oh, I don't like CNN. Okay. Anyway, Ted Turner made it out alive, unscathed. The hotel was evacuated. I don't know the capacity, but it was at capacity because I was at a national
big hotel.
I was at a national conference, right? One person slept through the alarm and did not make it out of the hotel. Just one person.
Wow.
Like didn't make it. Like passed away.
No, she survived.
Okay.
Oh, because okay.
Is her name Gene Gerding?
I just realized I put
It
two
really
and two.
happened.
I put 2 and 2
It
together.
really happened.
How did you get out?
I didn't get out.
Did the fire people come and
No.
like knock on
Well,
your?
yeah, they did, but I didn't hear them.
You didn't even hear the guy pounding
No.
on the door with the axe.
The next morning, once we all reassembled and, did our whatever you have to do, got back in,
It didn't smell a little smoky.
Ted Turner took the stage, and his first comment was, "Well, I see we're all kind of crispy critters out there." And everybody laughed.
And you're like, what the hell are
And
you
I'm
talking
thinking,
about?
What the hell's wrong?
what
with
did they
people?
have that for breakfast or something? I'll shut up now.
Congratulations.
But that really happened.
I'm so glad that you made it out.
Yes.
This episode of 5 by 5 would be really boring if
true.
you weren't here right now. If it was just me and Diggs in this empty green chair.
But really, Ted Turner and I did share that experience, kind of. But he's, he heard the sirens and alarms and the people banging
That's a
at the door,
fantastic.
and I didn't.
Let me bring it back. Do you watch CNN?
Sometimes.
Okay. Do you enjoy it?
Again, I feel like I have so much to share with the world in terms of knowledge.
And it has nothing to do with CNN. Go ahead.
I watch all kind. I mean, I really distribute it. I watch conservative, I watch liberal, because if you have a certain bent, why are you only going to watch that kind of news? Because you're not learning anything.
No, absolutely.
See,
So
you
I-
think
My
people
que-
want to learn?
Well,
And my question was not trying to secretly
But
determine where you
it's
were on the
fine. I
political
mean,
spectrum.
yeah,
It really had nothing to do with that.
That's okay. 'cause
I started watching CNN last year when things went awry, when 2020 got nuts. I started watching, I wasn't watching any of those the cable news channels.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, 3 months later, I know all their names. All of a sudden, I'm talking about Erin Burnett like she's my friend's mom.
Because they come right into your living room
They-
or your bedroom or wherever you are.
They invade.
They do.
And they talk to you like it's a whole thing. It's very
The
interesting.
same thing happens with NPR. I mean, well, not just NPR, but if it's your favorite,
Right.
channel
Or news
radio
source
or
or
TV,
whatever, yeah.
whatever. Like you start to the amount of people that want to go. The latest thing I heard from Ira Glass or whatever.
In case Ira Glass is listening or watching, Ira Glass, you are my secret crush.
Is
I
that
love-
Well, but not. It's not a secret.
Well, and
anymore.
we're both from Baltimore.
'Cause
I love Ira.
finally let go of Ted, huh?
So now that I'm becoming famous, I can say, Ira Glass, call me.
Well, my friends, it's time to turn the channel on topic number 2 and move on to topic number 3 of this episode's 5x5, which is favorite kind of weather. Favorite kind of weather.
Fall.
You like fall?
Fall. Yeah.
Now, what particular weather about the fall do you like?
Oh, well, I like being able to layer. That's my big thing. If I can layer up like fleeces and sweaters and whatnot. I'm a big turtleneck guy. So
such a fashion statement.
It just works for me. It works for me. But I mean, winter is good too for layering. But I just like fall is like when it's crisp and like leaves are falling and like it just I don't know. Unless you try to go bike riding in the fall and you slip on the leaves because your bike doesn't have traction, which never happened to me. Other than that,
hazard alert, public hazard alert.
Actually,
thank you.
Yeah. Also, if your trains are running slower in the fall, that's why. Just because
of the leaves.
Because it's when the leaves when they get pulverized with like constant train traffic, like it screws up stopping distance, so trains have to run slower. Just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah, because if they try to stop, it just skid.
This is why I do 5x5.
But if they skid, don't they still stay on the rail? So it's really not that bad.
No, but they'll overshoot the stop.
Yeah, past the platform.
Right, so they'll be on the rail, but they'll be like you got to go down and like get off the platform to go get on the train.
30th Street, Philadelphia. We're now on 21st Street.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But this is exactly why I do this program.
Yeah.
To learn that
stuff.
To learn stuff.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy as long as we're having weather.
Like any kind of weather?
I like weather.
Variation or like do you want
I just like weather, period. You know what? Because if I'm having weather, I'm alive.
That's a very positive.
I'm on the right side of the earth.
It's a very Zen moment or something.
That's fair. I mean, we recently did have quite a bit of weather.
We did.
I mean, I don't remember when this is going up, but Hurricane Ida, we had the remnants of it. Actually, I was just talking about this where I wish we would stop saying like the remnants of a hurricane or like the remnants of a tropical storm, like weather people. Because it especially in New York, because I know that like being from Brooklyn, like when we used to get tropical storms, it was like we wouldn't be that concerned because it wasn't as like awful as they are now.
Right.
But now I think that all weather people need to just do some language shifting. Stop saying remnants. Stop acting like tropical storms are the same thing that they were 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, so what's the word? What should they say?
I don't know what it is, but like make it like we all know that a hurricane is severe.
Right.
But
You say hurricane and
and obviously like we can't call everything a hurricane, but it's like somehow like don't just trivialize it. Don't trivialize the hurricane as this is the remnants of Ida. It's like all the flooding we had around here with the remnants of Ida. Like everyone was like they were just
more
like
serious.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just there needs to be a language if whether people like.
So Diggs, here's your opportunity. Tell people what should they say instead.
I do think it should be an official. Like I shouldn't come up with it. It's just
you could.
Stop.
Where there's a vacuum, though, you need to step into leadership. That's something I've learned.
I think we need a website.
We need a website.
Yeah.
Better strength words.
Diggs is weather terms. Diggs, except you can't use an apostrophe in a link.
Oh no, you can't. No,
Diggs is it would be
lots of S's.
It's just Diggs, and that doesn't sound right.
Diggs, no.
We need to get somebody on that.
Yeah, we'll come back next episode with what we come up with.
Your weather weather terms by Diggs.com.
Good.
Perfect.
A
like it?
parallel severe consequence, you could say, instead of the remnants of, or an after effect, a severe after effect.
Let me ask you a question. So, are you suggesting that by saying the remnants of a hurricane, it overstates it or understates it?
It understates
Understates,
it. So it's like nobody really thought that we were going to get as much rain as we did, and it rained at least here in the Lancaster County
because
area.
remnants sounds like
It sounds like it's just going to be rain, like
just some leftovers,
right? Like so, everyone was just expecting, even though we were all getting the warnings on if you have a smartphone, we were getting the warnings about flash flooding and whatnot, but what we heard was remnants,
right? and for those of you in our global audience,
yes,
we recently experienced a
lot of weather.
We recently experienced the I don't want to say remnants of, but the end
severe
of the I don't know.
It was the after effects of a hurricane as it was waning in strength.
Does that make it at what point does it become a tropical storm?
It has to do with wind and
It's the wind speed.
it's wind speed and
Okay. So here's
Yeah.
the problem. In my limited knowledge of weather,
I think
and
it's
the way
wind
things
speed.
work.
Let me also just
I know. Who are we to say?
Well, I think you're right.
This
like
is not the Weather Channel.
No, but we're gonna Google.
I believe it's wind speed, tropical storm, right? So if the wind ends up not really being a factor, but it just dumps barrels and barrels of rain.
That's called flooding.
Yeah, but is that just called? But what's the storm called that produced the flooding?
Right. So tropical storms are between 39 to 72 miles an hour. Category 1 hurricane is once winds reach 74. And then maximum winds for Category 1 hurricane is 95, and then it goes.
All right, so it's just if what I'm saying is that if the wind isn't strong enough to be considered,
Yeah, I guess that's a fair. Yeah.
then what's
These weather
what's below
people-
a tropical storm? Just rain, a rainstorm?
Yeah, a heavy dumping. Oh,
Weather terms by Diggs.com.
there we go. See,
Heavy HD. Oh, we had an HD the other day. Whoa.
Well, topic number 3 has blown off the coast, my friends. It's time for topic number 4 of this episode's 5x5, which is participation trophies, which I want one right now for being part of episode.
Aren't we getting one? I thought we were getting
for
one.
being part of episode 50 of 5x5. We should get a participation trophy. I think we just these
I think the mugs,
shiny new
it's
Candy
the-
Factory mugs
Yeah.
are our participation trophy.
We
for-
have T-shirts too, by the way.
That's
It's
true.
great.
That's
Yeah.
true.
What are your
just don't- you just
thoughts?
don't
What are
get
your
the-
thoughts on participation trophies? Diggs, we'll start with you.
Mostly con. It depends. It depends.
Gene's all pissed off.
You just don't like the
Because-
pros and cons.
Do you like participation trophies?
When you do pros and cons, it just puts things in, like two different categories, and they're just like,
You can just say both
no, I don't have. I'm not saying both.
or neither.
I'm
No,
not
you know-
saying neither.
I was the kid that they're in elementary school. They tried to get me to pick a Power Ranger, and I refused because I just hated the Power Rangers. So you know what? You don't have to pick. We'll do the pros and cons. How's that?
But I would like a Power Ranger.
So we'll get you one of those. A participation Power Ranger. Can you tell me what your thoughts are on
Okay,
participation
I want to
trophies?
make sure that everyone understands what you're saying when you're saying participation trophy,
fair.
and I think it's sort of a derogatory.
Would you like me to explain?
Sure, because I kind of know what it is because
There was a time in the United States of America where the people who won the competition, whatever it was, got a trophy.
Thank you.
And then there became a time where everybody got a trophy.
Thank you.
That's a
Exactly.
participation trophy.
Right.
Yes, I would say that there's probably a negative connotation to that
Yes.
term being coming out of my.
Think there should be. Personally, it just. What are you incentivizing by saying everybody what's the also forget the incentivization of it. That's money too. It's like, why if everybody gets a trophy, then if depending on what you're playing in or whatever it was, okay, I understand getting a certificate, I've done a thing. Okay.
A participation certificate.
Certificates are but
Yeah.
that's easy peasy. But once you start, if everybody's getting the thing that they can put on a table or something to put around their neck, it's what was the point of doing it in the
Do
first
you ever
place?
go to the Goodwill?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever see trophies there? Because
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes buy trophies there
And give them to people.
and repurpose them. Like you
Oh.
go bowling, and then you pretend that it was a really important tournament. And at the end, you pull out this giant trophy, with the person's name on it, because you've repurposed it. And the whole bowling alley applauds.
So okay, so
So there.
you want the excess stock of trophies.
Well,
to-
if the-
Gene has a spare bedroom filled with these trophies. That
Here's
she's-
the thing: if you have participation trophies, then there are more trophies out there to be given to Goodwill. I mean, it's a big waste, but
This is really a pipeline to Jean's trophy room, where she's just waiting. Like Thanksgiving dinner, she's handing out best dessert.
check me out on nextdoor.com for trophies. Yeah, and they're not just participation; they have to be the best of.
I love
The
it.
interesting thing about participation trophies, though, is the resistance to them. Just part of our ultra competitive sort of capitalist society in which we live. Is that why we resist it? Because they're supposed to be you get a reward when you work hard and earn something. Is that why people push back?
I'm probably, and I'm not even that competitive of a person. It's just I just don't. If you're going to say that you're going to win a thing, then then win the thing. Like why is everybody winning a thing? If this doesn't, that's what.
We all know that it has been born of the self-esteem movement that didn't affect us growing up, I don't think, as much. But now we have, the whole snowflake movement. So I think the participation trophy is it's a sign of a bigger problem.
It's been going on for a long time, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I think.
I don't know. I'm not
the
that
90s.
old.
I think the 90s. Mm-hmm. She doesn't remember the 90s. She's like, born in 2003.
No, there's another reason I don't remember them, but go ahead.
I do think that was when it started to happen. I feel like that I was a young adult. And I had like young nieces and nephews and things of that nature, and I would go to the game, and there would be like this whole. Now my kids growing up, I had a daughter who did competitive dance for about 8 years, and they would go on these weekends and compete, and just the amount of trophies and
they gave a lot of
things, pins and trinkets and different things like that they got. It was almost like you would get a thing, no matter where you placed or what you did, you got a thing that represented that thing, and it was like, in other words, the value.
Right.
So if you scored in the certain category or the certain level, you would get a thing that said that, and if you were in the lower one, you got a thing that said that.
Okay.
But there were just so many trophies and things,
ribbons, right?
It feels like I'm not this curmudgeon, right? I mean, I am a curmudgeon, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think you could really adequately judge whether you're a curmudgeon. I think that's up to us.
I am a curmudgeon, but I'm trying to speak non-curmudgeonly right now by saying that it doesn't devalue just the whole premise of scarcity.
Yeah.
Doesn't it devalue if there's more things, right? If there's more things available and there's less scarcity, then it devalues it.
Yeah.
Well,
of course
now you're getting into the whole economics 101
well,
here.
of course, yeah, I am. But how does that apply to like Midget League Baseball?
I kind of, I got ribbons a lot, and they said last place, but I was proud of them.
Well, unfortunately, all three of us got a trophy for topic number 4. It's time to move on to topic number 5.
I'll take that trophy.
Thank God.
The final topic of today's 5x5: fermented food.
I don't do who.
Fermented
Who
food.
can we
I
thank
once
for
got a
this?
trophy for the best fermented pickles. No,
What is fermented
kidding.
food? Let's start.
I don't
there.
know.
Anybody?
You just said you got.
I'm joking.
Oh, I thought I was ready for. I mean, this I know kimchi. That's the one.
What the hell's that?
It's a Korean cabbage.
Oh, I know what
it
you're
smells
talking about.
terrible, but
I know what you're talking
my
about.
husband eats it.
At first, I went to a name kimchi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like who's
I was
she?
like, "Who's kimchi?
No,
What
no,
is that? What
sorry.
are you
And
talking
that's
about?"
not very
No.
nice to say that about her.
The kimchi. I'm sure there are kimchis in the world. The person is not fermented because then I think they'd be dead. But no, the vegetable Korean. I don't know if they call it a
Cabbage
delicacy.
or something, but
I think it's cabbage.
it is.
But I'll look it up.
I'm going to expose some of the lack of my culinary knowledge here by first asking the question: does fermented mean? I'd be like, fermented would be like alcohol,
I would imagine.
Yeah. So
but does that mean that it's like alcoholic food?
No.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Because there are. I know you can ferment. Isn't jerky technically a fermenting process?
Why are we asking all these questions?
That feels dry.
Jerky
no.
Dried. Jerky is just dry.
Dehydrated.
Sorry.
Dehydrated.
Fair point. I will look it up.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll with
Vamp.
we're gonna roll with pickled. We're gonna roll with pickled. I'm gonna say that pickled is ferment. I'm gonna go out on a limb and put. What's the word?
We can stick with it, but I will give you the. Fermentation and food processing is the process of converting carbohydrates to alcohol or organic acids using microorganisms, yeast, or bacteria under
anaerobic without air.
That's it.
Thank you.
Without oxygen.
It implies that the action of microorganisms is desired as opposed to things being spoiled. So I'm seeing pictures of relish and sauerkraut. And pickles in general.
The whole world just opened up for me.
Yeah, so there we go.
The whole world just opened up.
But there have been cases
of fermentation gone wrong.
of people
fermenting?
kind of being pickled.
Well, of course.
How does that?
Well, if you died at sea in salt water.
That's fair. I could see that.
Tease that out a little bit.
I don't think we should. I think we should go back to food.
Let's go back to the cauliflower that like at Isaac's. ever go to Isaac's? For those of you not in the Lancaster area, Isaac's would be considered
Look it up.
For all three of you.
considered a regional chain. It's part of our global audience.
Yeah, we got
The global audience might not know when I say Isaac's. It's a restaurant here in town, and they would serve a bowl of fermented food when you get to the table. It's sort of like,
yes.
So like you go to a Mexican place
that.
and you get the salsa.
Mhm,
Everybody gets the salsa.
Yep. Don't forget the chips.
Or, yeah,
But if
or-
they're not in Lancaster, why would they even care? Like, why are you even
Because then
mentioning
they have
that?
to know. They have to know. The
they're
part
part of our
the-
they're part of our global
Yeah,
family.
but they wouldn't care about a local restaurant.
I'm just pointing it out, Gene. I'm just trying to
Okay.
get everybody on the same page here.
Okay.
I'm trying to level set.
We're educating.
All right. So cauliflower, there's pickled cauliflower. I'm
Yep.
just going to call it pickled. I'm not going to
That's
call
fine.
it from pickled cauliflower, pickled carrots,
Yep.
pickled pickles,
The pepper.
relish,
pickle.
sauerkraut. I get it.
Yeah.
Do you like that kind of food? Is there one of those foods that you're like, yeah, I dig it? I don't mean to put you into a corner.
I don't like I don't like kimchi, but certain like sauerkrauty things I can do, and I'm not a pickle fan. So,
No?
but I've had pickled carrots and like
Yeah, pickled carrots.
like pickled green beans and
But
stuff
your
like that.
burps taste really weird after that.
That's true.
After
You know.
after anything fermented? Or
Yeah, I think sauerkraut, definitely.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with that.
Sauerkraut's nasty. I mean, I like to eat it.
If there's a lot of it, that's like I'm not gonna get it on like a New York dog. Like that's because when they do it, it's just like, and it's
Yeah, but did you ever walk into a building like after sauerkraut's been working all night?
No.
That's nasty.
no. But
Like like a church basement where they're doing like a, you know, what I'm talking about like they're like especially on New
this
Year's.
is your
a lot
Western
of-
PA show. Like,
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Yinzer.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I'm a total Yinzer. So back home,
Mm-hmm.
right? The church would do like the pork and sauerkraut dinner, and they would go in. The ladies would go in at night. They were always like 180 years old. These women, they would go in and they would just cook all this shit all night, and then you would go pick it up, and it would be a fundraiser. And they would work that stuff, and you'd go into that church hall, and let me tell you,
Bad.
man, it was like, whoa, what the? It's fermented.
yeah. No.
It was.
But you liked it. You ate it.
But I ate it because
you
it was
liked
great.
it.
It didn't smell good, but it tasted. I think the room didn't smell.
And then if
good.
everyone went to church the next day
weeks
burped.
No, all the way to February, you could smell that stuff.
Oh dear. Especially
yeah.
like old wooden churches. Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it would
permeating
seep.
and-
It's like a whiskey barrel
No, thank you. Oh,
seeping into the wood.
oh, if only you could pick. Could you imagine if you could pickle things in wood barrels and the
Maybe you
shit
can.
that craft distillers and like craft brewers would do?
Maybe,
now?
yeah.
Can you?
Maybe you can.
Can you?
Well,
we
pickle-
may be on the cusp of a new discovery, you guys. I mean,
Oh, we're copywriting that. We're this.
No,
this
whatever you do.
trademark copyrighted.
Patent.
I don't know.
Patent.
Patent.
Whatever it
Oh, we're
is.
patenting that.
Pickle barrel.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
yeah, pickle barrels. You used to go get your pickle out of a pickle barrel. It's somewhere where you
was
live.
it, no, but yeah, but what? But was it actually fermented in the barrel? That's my question.
I don't
Thank
know.
God.
I don't know that we're going to answer this question. And there's no segue out of that one, friends. That was topic number 5 of this episode's 5 by 5. That's the fastest 25 minutes of podcasting.
Zing.
That's the fastest 25. Did it feel like it just started, Gene? Gene's like, get me the hell out of here.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
There we go.
It has been such a pleasure to have you on the program. And I would like to thank everybody, even those people in our global audience.
Yes, thank you.
I would like to thank you for participating by listening or watching us on whatever platform you're watching us on. Thank you so much.
Check
for being here.
below if you'd like me back on the show. Just out
Yeah,
of curiosity.
yeah.
Jason will be here. Diggs will be here.
That's
but,
true.
you know, this is probably my only shot.
I think you're coming back, Gene.
I don't know.
You might just
I'm not as good the second time around.
Anyway, thanks so much for checking us out on 5x5, and we will catch you next time. I just said 5 by. I screwed that whole damn thing up.
Well, you'll catch us next time on the thing you just said.
I used to have
Whatever
this.
it was.
No, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
I used to have this great outro. Did it the same way every time.
That's true.
Just screwed the whole thing up.
No, it's Go.
We'll do the outro now.
Thank you so much for. I don't remember what it was. Thank you so much for. What was it?
what was it? Thank you so.
Oh,
Thank you
for
much for
God's
joining.
sake.
No,
Thank you-
no, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time on 5 by 5.
The Candy Factory 5x5 podcast is produced at So Good Media Studio at the Candy Factory.
a co-working and social club located in downtown Lancaster, PA.
The show is hosted by Jason Mundock and Robert Diggs, with music by John Chin.
Yeah. He's a really cool guy.
Follow us on the socials at So Good Lancaster.
Find 5x5 and all of our shows at sogoodlancaster.com.
So good.
Lancaster!